Hello, this morning was my weigh-in and I'll share what happened in a few minutes. Last Thursday was also my weigh-in day, which is Thanksgiving morning. I was a little disappointed because I didn't lose weight that week. I had maintained, so it was okay. I was hoping to lose a little bit to have a cushion for Thanksgiving. After my weigh-in, I prepared dinner. My family came with their foods, and I did relatively well. I stayed with the tips that I had filmed earlier that week, and it really helped me to do that. When I say I'm doing it for me as much as for you, there's truth to that. I stayed pretty good to the plan. I did go over, but I only had one Thanksgiving meal. I didn't have two like I normally would have. I only ate the dressing for lunch. It was really hard not to eat it for supper, but I didn't. I made a conscious choice not to eat it for supper. I did have the low point dessert that I had prepared for myself, and unfortunately I did have two of my daughter-in-law's chocolate oatmeal cookies, but they were only about the size of a $1/2, so it wasn't bad. But I did go over my points that day. Earlier in the day, I had decided to stay on the purple plan, but change from weight loss mode to maintenance mode, which meant that I went from 16 points a day to 20 points a day. Then we went to our final tailgate weekend last weekend. I went over all 3 days. Not really bad. I only had one time that I got concerned, in that my husband got the Fritos out, and I too caught myself. And I mean this in all honesty. It was like I don't think sometimes. But when I realized what I was doing, I had eaten at least a serving of Fritos. So luckily, before it got way out of hand, I stopped, put them away so I wouldn't be tempted again. I did okay for the weekend, did go over. By the first of this week, I only had about 5 or 6 weeklies left. So I had definitely eaten over every day since Thursday. I did really well on Monday, Tuesday, and especially yesterday. I think I had at least 6 points left over yesterday, because the day before my weigh-in, I try very hard to eat the way that I know that I should, and try very hard to cut down on the salty foods. I still will eat some salty foods, but I try to drink quite a bit of water and cut back on the salty foods on Wednesdays. Well, this morning I got on the scale, and honestly I was prepared for a gain. Right before I got on the scale, I said to myself, okay, Mima, don't get real upset if you gained 1 or 2 pounds. Now, if it's more than that, yes, you've got to buckle down. But if it's somewhere in that neighborhood, be okay with it. I have to give myself a pep talk nearly every time I get on the scale. But I always get on the scale. As long as I'm home and can have access to my scale, I get on it on weigh-in day. And I couldn't believe it. I lost 1.2 pounds this week. Woohoo! That included Thanksgiving. I've had several years in the last 5 years to where I didn't do that well. And I don't say that to brag. I'm trying my best to say this purple plan works. Or it does for me, with all the 0-point foods. And I am trying to incorporate a lot of those foods into the way that I eat now, and I'm going to share some of those foods with you here. That's what I decided to do on this video. Some of them I've been eating a little bit longer, but some of them I have only been eating since November the 11th, and it's because the purple plan said that they're 0 points food. The first one I want to show you is Airpopped Popcorn. I have always been a big popcorn lover. You know, everything that can be salty, I love it. And normally popcorn is pretty salty. I have eaten Airpopped popcorn at least 4 times since November the 11th. Wait just a second. The day that I realized that Airpopped Popcorn was 0 points, I went on Amazon and found this inexpensive, I think it was like right at $20, an air popcorn popper. And so far I like it. Now it'll pop the popcorn all over the place, so you have to stay close by, but it's a winner for me. I do add some salt to it, but not an enormous amount. Another thing I've incorporated into the way that I eat is the original plain oatmeal. I had shared before that I was eating it, but I never showed you what it was. This is Quaker Oats, and it's instant oatmeal original. Now, it has to be the original because the flavored oatmeal has points to it. But I'll eat 1 packet of this for breakfast, plus a packet of saccharin added to it, and just a splash of 2% milk. And it's really good. I've never been a real big oatmeal eater, but since it's 0 points, I was determined to try it, and I've had it twice since November the 11th. Another thing that I found a week or so ago, my friend over at Chit Chat Patty Whack, Anita, I'd seen her eat this before, but I'd never found it locally. I went to a Target store week before last and found it. And it's called Pirate's Booty. For 1 pack, it's 2 points. And it really curbs my salty cravings. And I also know that if I'm really wanting more than that, I can have 2 packs, and it's only 4 points. Now, 4 points is what I normally would eat because I normally was eating the baked Lays, which has 4 points per packet. This way, if I start off with 1, and if I am fine with that, that's where I'll stop. But thanks, Anita. I like it. Another chip-like thing that I found is a product produced by Lay's, and it's called Palpables. It too is 2 points per package, and it gives you a few more chips or whatever you want to call them than the Pirate's Booty, but it's very filling to me, and most of the time I've been able to stay within 1 package of it. Now, the next thing I bought before Halloween, and I'm going to show you the big box of it. I never had bought the UTZ. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I call it Utz, but I don't know. It may be Utes. I don't know. But that's what I call it. And for 1 pack, these are pretzels, and for 1 pack, it's 1 point. Now, I'm a big fan of pretzels, but a lot of times I can't find the individual packets, and at Halloween I normally can. So 1 packet is 1 point. Now, you'll notice it's a really small packet, but 2 packets are 2 points, so that's usually about how many that I'll eat. Now, most of the time I'm eating those chips and pretzels with a meal, and what I eat for a meal is usually, now I've been eating this for a long time, so this is not anything new that I found. Olay Extreme Wellness Wraps. For 1, it's 1 point. For 2, it's 2 points. So depending on how many points I have in a day, I have left in the day, I'll have 1 or 2. And normally I put either boneless, skinless chicken that I've shredded, and then add this honey mustard to it. This honey mustard is 1 teaspoon, 0 points, 2 teaspoons, 1 point. So I can make, have a whole lunch that will be somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 points, and it's very filling. And if I don't want the honey mustard, I will add some of the G. Hughes BBQ sauce to it. 2 tablespoons, now this is sugar-free, 2 tablespoons are 0 points, If I'm really hungry and have 2 of the wraps, 4 tablespoons is 1 point. When I have a salad, which I try to have a salad for lunch at least twice a week, I try to use what I consider the lowest point salad dressing. And this right now is one of my favorites. It's Skinny Girl, fat-free, sugar-free dressing, and it's the poppy seed version for I don't know how many tablespoons. I think you can have up to 4 tablespoons and it's still 0 points. It's very low, and it's been a lifesaver for me because I love salads and I love to put all the 0 point foods on the salads, but that salad dressing is a killer. So if you can find a salad dressing that is this low in points, get it. It will save so many points for you. Here's a snack that I like to eat at night or in the afternoon when fruit just won't cut it for me. I love fruit. I love apples, bananas, grapes, and when I'm just not craving that, I have one of these. Now this is not a big brownie, and it's 2 points, so you can see the size of it. It's made by Fiber One, and it's called Brownie Chocolate Fudge. But it will curb my appetite. More times than not it does. If I've still got that little sweet tooth, which I had a big sweet tooth before I started Weight Watchers. If I have a salty tooth and don't have points left for the day, I will eat grape tomatoes. They're Gino Bites, and they are so good. This time of year it's very hard to find them, so when I find them, I'll get them. And with my coffee that I have to have every day, new flavor of the Premier Protein. It's called Cafe Latte. This is good. I bought a 4-pack of it, so I'm still in the process of drinking it all up. Now, I only put a splash. I don't put very much in each cup of coffee. I put so little that 2 cups is still 0 points. This isn't what I eat. It's what I drink every day, is the Smart Water. And I always put at least, this is the big version, I put 2 packets of my Propel in it. I like the Kiwi Strawberry Propel, and I drink that more to prevent the leg cramps. I take a medication that causes severe, unusual leg cramps. For the longest, I wouldn't drink water. And the fall of 2017, I found the Propel mix that I add to my water, and it has enough electrolytes in it to where I don't have those leg cramps anymore. Now I found that I can drink water, and I actually like water better than anything else that I drink, except for my coffee in the morning. I have to have that coffee. Well, I guess that's about it for today. I wanted to share my results from my weigh-in. The purple plan, I am still totally sold on that. I know a lot of people are totally sold on the blue plan and the green plan also. I wish you all good luck on whatever plan that you're doing, but the purple plan is doable. I have been eating whole wheat pasta and potatoes, small amounts. I don't eat large amounts of any of that. I eat corn on the cob, sweet potatoes. I love my Vardaman sweet potatoes, and now that they're 0 points, it makes it even better. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give me a thumbs up. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe and leave a comment below. I hope you have a great week. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.